Hi, I'm Speedy Nathan, and this week I don't have any new plastic to show you, but I am going to continue a vlog that I did a couple weeks ago about the stigma of disc golf and what and just some more thoughts on it. And so let me start with saying that I went today to play some disc golf. I went with my kids, and we played 18 holes at a local course. I didn't play quite as good as I wanted to. I had a lot of bad shots. I had some good shots, so it was an okay round. But I did play a little bit of distracted disc golf. You ever done that? Play distracted disc golf? I don't find it too enjoyable. I guess I should say I'm not that used to it. But let me explain. Today, while I was playing, about 2 or 3 holes behind us, there was this group of 3 or 4 guys that were cussing loudly. They were smoking. They even brought their own music and were blaring their music out on the golf course, on the disc golf course, while they were playing. You know, they're 2, 3 holes behind us. We could hear them, we could smell them, and it wasn't. It was something where just with their behavior, they're saying, we have no regard for anybody else around here. And it's the kind of stigma in disc golf that we see every now and then. And I will say that it is not something that I welcome to my disc golf playing when I'm out and about there. It's not something that that I condone. It's not something that I think is good for the sport, and it's something that I think is actually very harmful to the sport of disc golf. I had someone say to me, "Well, it's bad for your version of the sport of disc golf." And I'll say, okay, yeah, I'll agree with that. What is my version of disc golf? My version of disc golf is it is a sport in which you play it to improve. And it's about things like execution. It's about things like skill. It's about things like athletic ability, and you know, and throwing. And it's about how far you can throw, and how well you place the disc, and how good your short game is, and things like that. It is enjoyable for me. I play for enjoyment. I don't play competitively, but I go out there, and what's enjoyable for me is to see improvement, and to see it, and to see when I throw the disc, I can see the disc go generally where I'd like it to go. So when we have these people who embody this, in my opinion, negative stigma about disc golf, when they are anywhere near me and I can sense they're there, it's not helpful to me when I'm playing disc golf. It doesn't make it enjoyable to me either. But I was also asked, well, no, do you think, though, that the top players, if there's some of these top players that that are into that kind of stigma also, that when they're not playing in these tournaments that they're you know, they're drinking, they're smoking, they're doing that kind of stuff out on the disc golf course, and they're, you know, cussing loudly, you know, and just showing disregard for everyone around them. And at first I said, yeah, maybe. But the more I think about it, I really doubt it seriously that these guys are into that kind of thing. That these top players, the ones who are out there winning tournaments, that they do that kind of thing when they're out on a disc golf course, you know, and not competing. I just don't see it. I follow a lot of these guys on social media, and just, I mean, looking at their posts, you can tell, you know, they're thinking, their thought process is on a different level. They're not out there to, you know, to get high or anything like that. They're not out there to have a great time with their friends, and you know, and as I said, show just blatant disregard for everyone around them. That's not what, that I don't see that. I don't picture that when I see these social media feeds of these top players. When I watch them compete, I cannot picture them doing that sort of thing. I see these top players, I see guys who are very focused. They are all about execution. They are they are out there, and they are very serious about what they do. This kind of stigma, it tells me the complete opposite. In fact, I would go as far to say that if there are any of these top pros that are doing these kind of things out on the disc golf course, I will say that they're not going to be very good for very long. And these players who are who have been playing very good disc golf for many, many years, I absolutely don't see them as people that do this kind of thing either. Even though they might not be at the level they used to play, there's no way they could have that kind of longevity in the sport, you know, if they were on drugs, or if they were just with this kind of behavior that is not conducive to good disc golf playing, you know, and to improvement in disc golf. So that's just something that that really, I will say that when it comes to when and where I choose to play, I'm going to avoid this however I can. I don't like being around people like this. I don't like these people who are bad for the sport. And yes, they're bad for my version of the sport. That's what matters to me, is my version of this. If disc golf, if it became something where that's what it was about, where you go someplace, you go to your local park that we're basically sharing with the community, you go to your local park and you act this way and absolutely show no regard for anyone else. I mean, who would want to take their family to a place like this? I wouldn't. I wouldn't say, yeah, let's go there. I know we're going to come across these guys who are just, you know, they're not the kind of people that I want to be around. So does that mean that disc golf isn't for me? Absolutely not. That isn't what it means. It means that I'm going to go where disc golf is treated like a serious sport, and it's something where people can enjoy themselves and play it, but you know, they show regard for other people. They're courteous to other people. They're more sportsmanlike, you could say. And were these guys today unsportsmanlike? I don't know. They did not seem like they were there to do much other than throw and curse and smoke. It seems like that's why they were there. But I'll say that going forward, it's not going to be my scene, and it's not going to be something that I'm going to condone. I'd like to see disc golf flourish. I'd like to see it be a much better sport where it is for lack of a better term, more of a family-friendly sport. So that's it for this week. I'm Speedy Nathan. I'm going to keep chasing those chains, and I'd like you to do the same. Till next time. Like, comment, subscribe.